Breaking news for Social Security and SSI recipients. If you've been checking your bank account wondering when your money will arrive, I have incredible news that you need to hear right now. The Social Security Administration has just confirmed a Monday payout release. And yes, this means your SSA and SSI checks are officially approved and coming before Christmas. This is the update millions of beneficiaries have been desperately waiting for. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this really happening? Will the money actually hit my account on time? The answer is yes. The SSA has processed these payments ahead of schedule to ensure every eligible recipient gets their funds before the holiday weekend. This includes regular retirement benefits, disability payments, and supplemental security income. Here's exactly what you need to know: payment dates, deposit schedules, and who qualifies for this early release. Whether you receive your benefits through direct deposit or a mailed check, this affects you. Timing is absolutely critical right now, especially with Christmas just days away and families counting on these funds for groceries, gifts, and essential bills. But there's more to this story, including important details about payment amounts and what to do if you don't see your deposit when who gets paid early and why expected. I'm breaking down everything step by step so you don't miss a single dollar you're entitled to. If this information helps you, smash that like button right now. It helps us reach more people who desperately need this update. Let's dive into the exact details you need to know. All right, let me get straight to the point because I know many of you have been refreshing your bank apps multiple times a day, wondering when this payment is going to show up. The Social Security Administration doesn't always make these announcements with a lot of fanfare, but when they do confirm payment schedules, especially right before a major holiday like Christmas, you need to know exactly what's happening and when you can expect to see that money in your account. So, here's the situation. The SSA has officially approved the release of payments for this Monday, and this is significant for several reasons. First, we're dealing with a holiday week, which normally throws off the regular payment schedule. Second, millions of Americans depend on these funds not just for day-to-day expenses, but specifically for Christmas shopping, holiday meals, and making sure their families have what they need during this season. The administration understands this, and that's why they've processed these payments to arrive before Christmas Day, which falls on Wednesday this year. Now, let me break down who exactly is getting paid on Monday and what this means for your specific situation. If you're a regular Social Security retirement beneficiary who typically receives payments based on your birth date, this early release applies to you. The normal schedule usually has payments going out on the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of each month, depending on when you were born. But because of the SSI payment schedule explained Christmas holiday landing midweek, the SSA has adjusted the schedule to ensure nobody is left waiting until after the holiday to receive their benefits. For SSI recipients, this is equally important news. Supplemental security income payments normally arrive on the first of the month. But again, when that date falls on a weekend or holiday, the payment gets moved up to the last business day before. With the way the calendar is working out this month, the adjustment means your payment is coming on Monday, giving you access to those funds well before Christmas actually arrives. This is crucial for people who need to budget carefully and plan their holiday spending around when that money hits their account. The confirmation from the Social Security Administration came through their official channels. And I want to emphasize that this is not speculation or rumor. This is verified information directly from the source. The payments have been processed, they've been approved, and the funds are being distributed according to this accelerated schedule. For those of you who receive your benefits through direct deposit, and honestly, that's the vast majority of recipients these days, you should see the money in your account on Monday morning. Most banks process these government deposits overnight. So, when comparing direct deposit versus paper check timelines, you wake up Monday and check your balance, that payment should be there waiting for you. Now, if you're one of the people who still receives a physical check in the mail, your timeline is going to be a little different. The checks have been mailed out early to account for postal delivery times, but obviously there are more variables involved when we're talking about physical mail. The SSA typically mails checks about a week before the actual payment date to ensure they arrive on time. So if you haven't received your check yet, Keep watching your mailbox over the next couple of days. The important thing is that the administration has taken the holiday into account and adjusted the mailing schedule accordingly. Let's talk about the amounts, because I know that's on everyone's mind. The payment amounts for December are based on your regular benefit calculation. And if you received a cost of living adjustment for this year, that increase is already factored into what you're receiving. For Social Security retirement benefits, the average monthly payment is around $1,775, though your individual amount depends on your work history and when you started claiming benefits. For SSI recipients, the maximum federal benefit amount is around $943 for an individual, though again, your specific payment might be different based on your living situation and other income sources. One thing I want to address, because I see this question come up, payment amounts and cost of living adjustment constantly in the comments, is what happens if you don't see your payment on Monday? First, don't panic immediately. Banks have different processing times, and while most government deposits show up early Monday morning, some financial institutions might take until later in the day to post the transaction to your account. If Monday passes and you still don't see the deposit by Tuesday morning, that's when you need to take action. The first step is to check your bank to confirm they haven't placed any kind of hold on the deposit, which is rare for government payments, but can occasionally happen if there's been any account issues. If your bank confirms they haven't received the deposit, then you need to contact the Social Security Administration directly. You can call their main number. And yes, I know the wait times can be brutal, especially during busy periods, but this is important enough that you need to get through to them. Have your Social Security number ready, have your banking information ready, and be prepared to verify your identity. The representative can look up your payment history and tell you exactly when your payment was processed and where it was sent. In most cases, if there's been an error, they can resolve it relatively quickly, though it might take a few additional business days for a corrected payment to reach you. Another scenario I want to cover is for people who recently changed their banking information or address. If you submitted a change within the last month or so, there's a possibility your payment might be delayed while the system updates with your new information. This is exactly why the Social Security Administration always what to do if payment is missing, recommends making any changes to your account, because I know some of you are already thinking ahead. Getting paid early in December doesn't change anything about your January schedule. Your next payment will still arrive according to the normal calendar, which for most Social Security beneficiaries means sometime in the second, third, or fourth week of January, depending on your birth date. And for SSI recipients means the first business day of February, since we'll be rolling into a new month. The early December payment is simply an accommodation for the holiday, not a permanent change to the schedule. I also want to take a moment to talk about budgeting, because receiving a payment before Christmas, when you might be feeling pressure to spend on gifts and celebrations, can be challenging. It's easy to see that money hit your account and immediately think about all the things you want to buy for your family. But remember that this payment has to cover your essential expenses too. Your rent or mortgage, your utilities, your groceries, and any medications you need to pick up. These things don't stop just because it's the holidays. My suggestion is to sit down before you start any holiday shopping and write out exactly what your necessary expenses are for the month. Pay those first, or at least set that money aside in a way that you're not going to accidentally spend it. Whatever's left after your essentials are covered is what you can use for address or bank changes. Impact gifts, special meals, or whatever holiday activities you have planned. For those of you who are helping elderly parents or relatives who receive these benefits, this is a good time to have a conversation with them about their payment and make sure they're aware of when it's arriving. A lot of seniors aren't online checking YouTube videos for updates, and they might not realize their payment schedule has been adjusted for the holiday. If you have a parent or grandparent who relies on Social Security or SSI, give them a call. Let them know the payment is coming on Monday, and if they need any help managing their holiday budget, offer that support. Financial stress affects everyone, but it can be particularly overwhelming for older adults on fixed incomes. Something else worth mentioning is that this confirmed payment schedule also means that if you've been waiting to make certain purchases or pay certain bills, you now have a definite date to work with. That kind of certainty on January payments is valuable, especially during a week when a lot of businesses and services might have modified hours due to the holiday. Looking ahead past this immediate Monday payment, it's also worth thinking about how you want to manage your benefits going forward. If you're still receiving paper checks and you've been thinking about switching to direct deposit, now would be a good time to make that change. Direct deposit is faster, it's more secure, there's no risk of a check getting lost in the mail, and you get access to your money immediately on the payment date, rather than having to wait for the check to arrive and then take it to the bank to deposit. You can set up direct deposit by contacting the Social Security Administration or by filling out the appropriate forms on their website. As we wrap up here, I want to make sure you have all the key takeaways from this How to Help Elderly Family Members video. Monday is the confirmed payment date for both Social Security and SSI benefits that would normally be distributed later in the week. The early release is specifically designed to ensure you have access to your funds before Christmas. If you have direct deposit, expect to see the money on Monday morning. If you receive paper checks, watch your mail closely over the next few days. If you don't receive your payment as expected, contact your bank first to check on the deposit status. Then contact the Social Security Administration if needed. Remember to prioritize your essential expenses before holiday spending. And if you know someone who receives these benefits, who final reminders and SSA official info might not be aware of the schedule change, please share this information with them. This kind of update from the SSA is exactly the type of news that affects millions of Americans in a very real, immediate way. And I'm glad I could bring you this confirmed information so you can plan accordingly. If you found this video helpful, and I really hope you did, please hit that like button because it helps this channel reach more people who need to know about their benefits and payment schedules. Consider subscribing if you want to stay updated on future Social Security news, payment announcements, and any changes that might affect your benefits. Drop a comment below and let me know if you have any questions about this Monday's payment, or if there are other Social Security topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. I read through the comments and I try to respond when I can, so don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season with your families.